Hey guys, hello and welcome back. As always, my name is Lazar, and today what I will attempt to do is talk to you about Warframe. This game has held my attention for the last couple of days for about 20 hours. I put 20 hours into this game and I was racking my brain what kind of video content can I make for you to get the word out and all whatnot. Now Warframe is not exactly a new game, well I am fully aware of this, but I did stick 20 hours into this thing and I still feel like I don't know so much. So essentially Warframe is a massive multiplayer online third person, as you see here, and it doesn't really have a conventional class system per se, but let's just call it a class system. The class system are actually the Warframes you play. The Warframe is the exoskeleton you see here moving around it. There are all sorts of items, all sorts of gear, and it's centered a lot around loot, centered around grinding. There's a lot of grinding in this game. Now, like I said before, there's a lot of information here, so I'm gonna try to make it as simple as possible. Let's start off with a couple of positives about Warframe. It looks great. This is a free-to-play game, and it runs very smooth on my machine. It doesn't consume that many resources, which is absolutely great, again, considering how it looks. Sure, there are regions when it kind of drops in frames and all whatnot, but that's not really an issue. Tons of options. If you so desire, you can customize pretty much everything. Tons of sliders for your sensitivity and all whatnot. And essentially this is a PvE game. It does have a PvP aspect, but from what I saw and understood, nobody really uses the PvP and nobody really kind of cares about it. So it's more about PvE than anything else. So you see me running around this ship. Everybody gets their own ship, and let's start off, like I said before, with the Warframes. I'm gonna go to the arsenal and you will see this is my Rhino suit. Now every Warframe can be upgraded with various upgrades. Now these upgrades are called mods, and we're not gonna go into depth into them because there's a lot to talk about, but think of them as flat out upgrades, like this one, shield capacity, or this one, enemy radar, or this one, ability duration, and so on and so forth. There are others which have a more impactful effect, but for the most part these are just flat out stats upgrades. Your Warframe will always come equipped with 4 abilities. You can see the abilities on the right. Rhino charge, because this is the Rhino suit. Guess what it does? Yes, it charges at people. Iron skin, which gives you armor. Roar, which will buff up yourself and your party members who are around you, and you will be able to do a bit more damage for a set amount of time. Rhino stomp, I didn't even try this one. I haven't unlocked it yet. Now this is one of my Warframes. Let's change to Excalibur. Now Excalibur to me was recommended as being an ideal starter Warframe. When you start this game up, you're gonna get a choice of 3, and Excalibur currently is the recommended starter frame. It's a little bit more melee oriented and all whatnot, and each and every single frame, hold on, let's change back to the Rhino, there we go, will be able to equip with a primary weapon, a secondary weapon, and you will also have a melee weapon. Each of these weapons has their own level. It can be from level nothing all the way up to level 30. As you can see, my Braton here is rank 29, my Kunai are 28, and my Rhino suit is rank 13. Now what you want to do is upgrade all of these items just by playing to level 30, because this will give you access to mastery rank up. Now mastery, you see I'm mastery level 2, right under Laser Gaming, right there, you got it too. Yes, what mastery does is basically allow you to use better gear, higher level gear. How do you get higher level gear? Well, mostly you gotta craft it or just flat out buy it. This is the foundry. Now I know everything looks overwhelming and there's a lot of stuff, but the foundry essentially is a forge where you build stuff. For example, right now I am building this bolter. The bolt of fire slows heavy bolts that are capable of impaling enemies to the walls. This weapon cannot be used unless you have mastery rank 2. And in order once again to get mastery rank up, you need to level up items, after which once every 24 hours you will get a test which you must pass in order to level up your mastery. And of course there's all sorts of consumables if you guys want to build different Warframes. I refer to them mostly as the classes you're playing. You gotta build them. There's a chassis, there's a neuroptics, and there's the system, and of course you're gonna need the blueprint to put them all together. Now as you can see here, Things take a while to build. For example, a Warframe usually takes 3 days. A normal Warframe takes 3 days to complete. But you can spend it, you can speed it up using this currently right here. This currently right here is called Platinum. This is the real money currency, and the other one, which I have a lot of, is the non-real money currency, which are called credits. All of these can be spent in the shop for various different things, mainly cosmetics, and you have your market over here. So for example, if I want this bundle, I'm gonna have to pay 100 platinum, and it's got some cool shoulder plates, a chest plate, and some leg plates as well for any suit mostly. Again, right now it's exhibited on the Excalibur there. Anyway, that's enough for now. Why don't we take a quick spin? A little bit of gameplay, shall we? There are different kinds of missions you can do, some more exciting than others. Let's try this one since I haven't done it. It's a capture mission, alright? Now a capture mission thankfully doesn't really actually require you to capture anything. You just go kill the guy, vaporize him, and then you're gonna be all good. By the way, on the loading screen you can move your ship around like this, and you can pretty much change everything about the game in terms of cosmetics. How you look, how your ship looks, colors, lights, all sorts of pets you can have, and companions and all whatnot. That actually provide a buff. You see that thing over my head? That actually provides me with buffs and all whatnot. A big part to Warframe is the traversal system, or the parkour. You're gonna sprint with your shift key, you're gonna slide down with your control, and if you hit control space you can do this. Yes, and you can jump to high places and all whatnot. Throughout the missions you're gonna find all sorts of resources, and of course the resources are used to augment pretty much everything, to build at the crafting system, which is a big deal again. Some suits are more focused on the melee, and others more focused on the range. Some are mages, some are tanks. The Rhino in particular is considered a tank Warframe. He's very beefy. Look, I'm just gonna pump my armor now. It's gonna last for a long time. And as you can see, I'm not wandering around aimlessly. I actually have on the screen a little bit of a whatchamacallit, a waypoint. Alright, so we're just going to the waypoint and trying to kill the guy. There you go, there's the guy. Oh, he turned invisible. He ran away. Okay, we're gonna reload. There he is. This should be fairly easy. Maybe perhaps just with normal attacks we can kill him. I prefer melee in general. It's a bit more satisfying to me, which is why Excalibur is so awesome. Oh, he disappeared again. Where'd you go, buddy? Gotta come back sometime. There he is. There's a heavy emphasis on the multiplayer system here. You're gonna group up with all sorts of other people, okay, which you can find in the chat, because this is one of the big pluses about Warframe. The community is really awesome here. In all honesty, the community is absolutely top notch. They're extremely helpful. They always want to help, and if you just like go to the chat and ask for a little bit of help, you're gonna get all the information you need. Sometimes you're gonna see people jump in and try to help you with various missions and all whatnot. So that is awesome. That is a big plus that this game has. The community is absolutely awesome. So you see, I got a couple of rewards. These are mods that I showed you before, used to augment your suit and your weapons, and even the little pets as well. And of course some materials for crafting, and of course credits. So that is the gist of it. Okay, I'm trying to keep things as simple as possible. There's a lot of information here, but in all honesty, I just felt overwhelmed when I started playing, so there's that. So what do? You get stronger, you get all these Warframes and all whatnot, you level them up, you get your mastery, you get better and better and stronger, but this is kind of where it ends for me, because I still do not understand what is the point. Why am I getting stronger? What is the end game of Warframe? There's no real raids from what I understand. There is an open zone where you can like play more MMO-ish and all whatnot, and you do get kind of a flying mount, but it's not really all that usable, and people kind of stay away from it. Some people say that Passion Frame is the end game, where you simply just acquire everything. So if you're the kind of person that just want to get all the loot, man, all the Warframes, all the weapons which are the best in the game and all whatnot, then you're gonna have a ball with this, but it's extremely repetitive and grindy as all hell. I'm trying to find what is the point of the end game. I'm still trying to find that one. Anyway, let's take another mission. This time let's do something like a defense so I can show you waves upon waves. What is this? Survival. Is this the one? Okay, let's do a survival mission. Why not? What I'm doing now is trying to get to the void junction there so I can go to the void. I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to the void, but yeah. There were a lot of guys in my community, which I'm very thankful for. They helped me out with all sorts of information about Warframe. How to do this, how to do that. And even with all their help and the community's help, I still feel a bit overwhelmed by how much info there is here. You get these small little puzzles throughout the level. They're very simple. They don't really take too much away from the experience, and they don't really break the timing. Alright, now I remember what a survival mission is. You will see it in the left side of the screen. I have a life support system. Yes, I will be getting more life support pods, and when I pop them, that life support will get back to full and all whatnot. Will get a bit of a buff, and in the meantime I will be slashing and dashing through enemies, and that's my #1 ability, the charge, like that. I can do it multiple times. Ouch. The point to this is to hang out for as long as you can, because the more you resist in such missions or in defense missions and all whatnot, you're gonna be getting better and more rewards, more crafting materials, more credits, more of everything for the most part. Here's another cool thing. If you like jump and right click, you hover over a little bit in the air and you can do those cool kills, or like this, and you can, there's all sorts of interesting combinations, absolutely. But the difference between Warframes is not as big as I thought it would be. For example, my Excalibur and Rhino kind of move in the same way for the most part. You can get those mods to augment various different things like movement speed, attack speed. From what I understood, you can even have additional abilities through the use of mods. But I would have loved to see a bit more difference. Oh, by the way, don't break that. That is an exploding barrel. Okay, I need to get here. We're just gonna hang around here. You will see I have shields and HP. Shields will regenerate as long as I don't take any damage. And of course, if I take damage, the shields will be damaged down first. And I can also activate my armor. Now the armor will take the damage before the shields. And basically what I'm trying to do right now is just hold down for as long as I can to get better and better rewards. So the only issue, this is the big issue actually I have with Warframe, other than the fact that it's terribly repetitive and there is not really much you can do about that, I need to know what is the end game, what is the point, why am I getting stronger? This is kind of my gripe with the game right now. I don't really see an actual end game goal. For example, in Diablo 3 you can set yourself goals quite nicely. You have seasons, and in the seasons you can set yourself a goal to get like do a greater riff 100, for example. In games like World of Warcraft, so we make a parallel to an actual MMO, you can have a goal like to beat a specific raid on hard difficulty or something like that. Here I don't have that. I don't have those goals. They don't exist as far as I'm concerned. I'm still learning though, okay, so don't take my word for it necessarily. Okay, we chop up these guys. Of course, everything drops from them. The blue piles there, those are energy. I'll show you in a second. You see, this is the energy for your abilities. Of course, your abilities cost a lot of energy depending on what kind of suit you're playing, and they can do different things. Like I said before, you can be a tank, you can be a mage, you can be a melee hack and slasher, you can be Genji Hanzo if you so desire. That is definitely possible. Okay, my life support is on 37%, so now it's safe to activate this thing right here. Activate it. There we go, and now we got a whole more life support. From 7 it went up all the way to 60. Ideally, you want to kill these guys like around the life support system, so it's easy to access when you need it. So I'm using my primary weapon now, but pressing the F button will allow you to switch to your secondary weapon. You see I got these kunai. I don't particularly like them so much. I'm just using them to level up. Like I said before, I want mastery rank. Or at least that's what I'm told. I'm told I want to do this. So, I'm doing it. Okay, let's get with another life support system. We're running on 38%. And it's best, like I said before, to fight around a life support pod. There we go. We're gonna fight around here. Did I mention there's a lot of customization? Yes, you can customize a whole lot of things for your Warframe. You can add a cape, you can add all sorts of chest pieces and armors and leg pieces, and you can color them differently. You get a bunch of different standard colors when you can customize. This is not how the Rhino looks stock. This is just, I randomized the colors on it just to see how it can look.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
Well, that's pretty much it. At this point, I am honestly not qualified to say that much more because, in all honesty, I do not know much more than that. Again, you grind, you grind, you grind to get more gear, to get different Warframes, to rank them up, and to get stronger and stronger. The point of getting stronger, however, kind of escapes me right now. Okay, let's activate this. There we go, life percent 30, and we can activate the one over here as well. And as you can see, extraction is ready, the little green thing on my minimap. I can choose to extract, or I can choose to stay in and increase the rewards I'm getting. I'm actually gonna go, I think that's enough for a... But that's the buff I was speaking about. That's enough for a first impression video. If you guys who have played Warframe longer know what is the point of the endgame, that is really what I want to know. I'm not finding it, and I asked several people and they couldn't give me a decent answer either. As you can see, more XP for all of your gear, for my kunai, for my Bratton, Texan, and so on and so forth. And again, I'm leveling these up. That's about it for a first impression video. I do like the graphics. The graphics are nice. The combat is definitely satisfying, although after you do it for 20 hours, I gotta say, it gets a little bit old and stale, which is why you want to build different Warframes, change your Warframe, and kind of mix up the gameplay like that. That's all for now. Thank you guys for watching. Like, favorite, channel, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. If you got any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. Sadly, I am not an expert at this game, and I got a feeling that in order to become one, you will need to spend a lot of time in it. Bye guys. See you next time.